Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we're going to be looking at Mars in Libra. So this video is for you if you have this placement. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. So Mars in our natal charts deals with how we get motivated, what motivates us, how we go about getting our goals, how we handle conflict as well, and how we might express ourselves sexually. Libra as a sign is all about other people, the fun, social, charismatic type of energy, very, very intellectual, all about the mind. They might even be funny. The Libra energy can also deal with business as well. I'll get to that shortly because it is a cardinal sign. But it's interesting when you have Libra in the Mars. It's a little bit of a counterintuitive energy that's happening here because Mars is all about go, 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 go. It's all about that Aries energy. Libra is oppositional to this. And this is the reason why Mars is considered to fall in here. Quote unquote fall, because at the end of the day, honestly, especially with astrology, we can see where we might struggle in our natal charts. So don't kind of look at it as like a doom and gloom situation. Just because it is considered to quote unquote fall in here, you guys can kind of look and see how can you turn the story around to actually benefit you. And I'll give you guys some pointers in this video as well. So Mars is ruled by Aries. Libra is the oppositional energy. So Mars does not like to be in Libra because Mars is all about the self. That's that Aries energy. It's all about that strong solar plexus chakra, having the confidence, sometimes overconfident though with Mars energy, but it's all about the self. And it's interesting, I'm wearing yellow, which is the solar plexus chakra. But anyways, I digress. It's all about the self. It's all about your identity. It's about who you truly are. It's all about going after your goals and ambitions. That's Mars, right? It's fire. Aries is fire. It's all about going after things. Libra's in here. Libra is air. Libra sometimes likes to take their time. Something that Libra does struggle with though is that solar plexus chakra in the shadow. Sometimes Libra energy might struggle to take ownership, to take responsibility, to make decisions for themselves. So when you guys have Mars in Libra, you guys might kind of seem like, especially when you're younger or more underdeveloped or at least unaware of this energy in your natal chart, you guys might kind of seem like you're just like wandering around, kind of lost energetically. And it's like sometimes you guys don't want to take a decision or you guys don't want to take responsibility to make a decision because the whole struggle here is with that Libra energy is like Libra basically is all about people pleasing. They want everybody to like them. And it's like they're very, very likable. But at the same time, it's like sometimes you don't know who this person is. It's like sometimes Libra really, really molds to their environment and to the people around them, and they might show people aspects of themselves. It's very interesting because it's like Libra energy might mirror to people like traits that they like in that person. That's why there's always those memes and those jokes going around about Libra where it's like Libra doesn't have a personality, or they picked the personality that they like today to like match with that person, or they're bouncing off of that person's personality. Very much Libra, because it's like the whole thing here with Libra energy is, especially in opposition to Aries, Aries is all about the self. Aries is all about having that confidence, that identity, knowing who you truly are. And Aries always puts themselves first. Libra basically creates their identity through other people. That's the Libra energy. It's the interpersonal energy. It's all about your friends. It's all about your romantic relationships. It's all about your business partnerships. And as I'm saying that, Libra also loves love. So a lot of the time, unfortunately, with like the Libra energy, what tends to happen is like they tend to be very self-sacrificing, especially in the Mars. So like, let's say the Mars and Libra person has some sort of goal they want to go after. Well, first of all, by the time you guys make that decision, that opportunity might be gone because it's like you guys kind of want to look at all of these sides. If I do this, it's going to go like this. If I do that, it's going to go like that. And it's like by the time you guys finally make that decision, the opportunity has passed. So my recommendation, if you guys have this particular energy in your natal chart, is this is what I've been saying for all the videos: learn from your oppositional energy. So you guys want to learn from Aries. Aries is teaching guys strong boundaries, having that strong identity, obviously balancing the energy within. And as I say that, I'm actually just remembering what I also wanted to say in this video was that out of all the signs, Libra are the scales. So it's like Libra wants to be balanced and Libra wants everything to be balanced. And it's like everyone thinks that Libra is the most balanced sign of the zodiac, but they're actually not. Libra energy is constantly seeking balance. So for you guys where you have Mars and Libra, you guys are constantly seeking balance when it comes to going after things, when it comes to going after your goals and your ambitions and these types of things. So it's like a lot of the time, unfortunately, this energy can fall into the shadow where it's like you guys are looking to be led in one way, shape, or form. You're looking for that person to kind of make that decision for you guys finally, to kind of take off this burden of making a decision, because it's like Mars and Libra, if you guys sit down and you think about it and you're like, okay, if I do this and if I do that, and it's like you're weighing, well then at that point you guys might just confuse yourselves and end up doing nothing, because it's like you're seeing everything from every perspective. That's a huge struggle with Libra energy energy overall, because it is a mental sign, it's able to see things from all perspectives. And it's like when it comes to goals, ambitions, and going after things, it's like you have to make a decision, and it's like you have to stand by and stick by that decision. Now, with that being said, it's interesting that it's coming through to talk about business, because it's like Libra energy can be very, very good at business, especially Mars and Libra, because it is a cardinal sign. All of the cardinal signs are going to be very, very good at business because it's the beginning of each of the seasons. That is what the cardinal sign means. So all the cardinal signs are going to be good at business in their own way. With Mars and Libra, you guys are going to be very, very good at negotiations, negotiating, networking, having a lot of different friends from like a lot of different walks of life. You guys are definitely going to get along with all of these people from all ages, people from all backgrounds. You guys are always going to find a common thread with literally anybody that you guys meet. And it's interesting because sometimes this energy might come off double-faced to people. People might say, hey, the Mars and Libra person is double-faced, but it's not that you guys are necessarily double-faced. A lot of it is rooted in like really, really wanting to be liked. It's interesting because it's like Libra's naturally very likable, but at the same time, especially if it's underdeveloped, it really desperately wants to be liked. And because of this, you guys are going to have something in common probably with everybody that you guys come across, but it's like you guys might show this aspect of yourself to that person, and then that other person might be like, wait, the Mars and Libra person didn't show that aspect of themselves to me. So sometimes you guys might get labeled as fake or even passive aggressive when you have Mars and Libra, because the whole struggle with Libra energy is like they're constantly seeking peace and they're constantly seeking harmony. It doesn't mean that they're the most harmonious signs. Sometimes Mars and Libra can unintentionally cause drama without even wanting to. It's interesting because it's kind of like the more that they avoid it, the more that they might like attract it to themselves. And this is like because of their own doing. That's the thing with Mars and Libra. They might not want to communicate with people. The issues that they have, they might be overly trusting to Mars and Libra, telling everybody everything, all of their business. And it's like, honestly, the reality of this world is like not everybody's your friend. And that's something that's really, really challenging, especially for a Mars and Libra person to swallow, because it's like a lot of the Libra identity is created through the people around them. That's the thing with Mars and Libra, especially because it's like bouncing off of the opposition. Aries doesn't care. Mars on its own doesn't care, but Libra very much does care. And Libra energy can very much fall into caring too much. Mars and Libra can very much fall into that energy where it's like they just care too much about what other people think. It might be the reason why they don't make some of their decisions, or overall just people pleasing. That's kind of what it's all rooted in, and that ties into that solar plexus chakra, honestly, because it's like Aries has a strong solar plexus. They don't care. Sometimes Aries can be cutthroat. So because of this, because of the fact that they might care too much about what other people think, whether it's their friends or their family, that's kind of what it comes down to. Is like Libra's all about love. Libras love. They're obsessed with it. They're always looking to be in a unit with another person. They're always looking for the one. So they're always seeking these things, but at the same time, these things might hold them back because it's like might kind of belittle themselves to maybe make other people shine or allow other people to shine, where it's like the Mars and Libra person has their own shining light is really what that is. And that's something that the Mars and Libra person has to understand. So a lot of like the earlier life for Mars and Libra might be a little bit of a struggle, or at least maybe until you guys stumble upon this video and it's brought to your awareness, because it's like this energy is always just trying to prop everybody else up. They always want to kind of be looked at as maybe like the savior even, but it's like at the same time, Mars and Libra can be the one who causes the drama. Like that's the thing here, like unintentionally. Sometimes this energy might go around transporting gossip without even realizing. And it's interesting because it's rooted in wanting to be liked. And it's interesting also with this energy because it's also like they want everyone to think that they're some sort of savior almost, or like they're the ones that are making everybody's lives better, or like they're the ones that are saving and protecting everybody in these types of things. And it's like, it's not that this energy is not doing that, but it can go into the shadow is really what I'm trying to get at. It can go into the shadow where it's like they might transport gossip, or it's like they might be manipulative without realizing that they're manipulative. This energy can even fall into like caregiver types of energy, but like unintentionally, not like in a situation where you end up being a caregiver. They're always kind of trying to prop other people up and kind of seem like they're the ones that like sacrifice so much of themselves for that other person, or for that person's goals, or for that person's ambitions. Like I would say like this is very much like the super intense shadow of this energy, where it's like it's propping up everybody around them. But it's like Mars and Libra is really meant to understand who they are. That's the whole thing here, because it's like when Mars and Libra is in their own power and in their own truth, they're going to be unstoppable in the sense where it's like they stop caring about what other people think. Obviously you still want to be a nice person at the end of the day. You don't want to hurt people's feelings intentionally, right? But Mars and Libra kind of get over that whole phase where it's like you're people pleasing, or you want everyone to be happy around you, or you want to keep the peace. And it's like they're fully in that truth where it's like, I know who I am. I know what my wants are. I know what my goals are. I know what I'm going after. You guys are going to be so good at like reading people and analyzing people because of all of your different social interactions. So there's a lot of skills that come with having a Mars in Libra. Even being diplomatic, like you guys could even be really, really good lawyers. For example, let's say if you guys are interested, depending on the rest of your natal charts, but you guys could be very good at these things because it's like you guys can do negotiations or do things where it's like peacekeeping or law or justice. Like this energy could really, really prosper in there. But it's like you guys kind of have to get over that underdeveloped phase where it's like you guys might not want to speak up because it's like you guys might feel like if you speak up, you might start an argument. And I feel like a lot of this with Mars and Libra, just Libra energy anywhere, a lot of the time is rooted in maybe growing up, being surrounded by conflict or something of this sort where it's like the energy is constantly seeking harmony, but it's like in seeking that harmony constantly, it's like they might suppress themselves and they might suppress their voice. And that's something that I've noticed with Mars and Libra energy as well. It's like realistically in this world, anytime you say something, especially if you're on the internet, you're always going to have the oppositional force. Like there's always going to be someone who doesn't agree with you. There are over 7 billion people at this point in the world. Not everyone is going to have the same opinion. I'm sure if everybody had the same opinion, the world would be a very, very different place, but we're not there. We're all different. We're all unique. We all have unique experiences. So it's like, it's okay to sometimes have people disagree with you. It doesn't have to turn into this whole conflict where it's like arguing and intense and explosive. But what I will say for Mars and Libra energy and just overall Libra energy, it's like people think that this is a peacekeeper sign and they think that they're nice. And it's like Libra suppresses a lot, especially in the Mars sign. It's like, I'm not going to say anything. I understand where that person's coming from, so I'm not going to say anything. I understand why they did that. I understand why that happened. And it's like, because they see things from all perspectives, it's like they bottle it up and they bottle it up and they bottle it up. And it's like, boom, they explode. And Libra energy can honestly be just as intense as Aries energy, if not more, because it's like, it's a lot of repressed energy. Aries energy, at least, is like when something bothers them, they say it right away and they're a little bit like maybe impulsive and reactive in the moment. Libra is nice, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. And then something sets them off because it's like an accumulation of all of these repressed feelings. And then even the person on the receiving end might be like, wait, hold on, I just moved the pencil. You know what I mean? But it's like, there's been years of that and Libra like didn't like it and they were keeping it inside and they were keeping it inside. And then because it's in the Mars, you guys might explode. So this energy can be very, very explosive. Do not be deceived by Libra energy where it's like Libra is constantly the peacekeeper and everything's balanced. Libra can become very, very not balanced. And that's the thing. A lot of the time, the whole balance thing and wanting everything to be balanced comes from control, I find, within the Libra's life, where their surroundings were probably very much out of control when they were growing up. And as they grow up, they want to constantly keep the peace to kind of have a control on the environment so nobody gets mad or so nobody argues or so nobody gets into conflict or something of that sort. But it's like, there is a solution for this. You don't have to go through the extreme energies, but I have been mentioning in these videos overall, when we are healing, we do tend to go through that extreme pendulum swing where it's like you're on one end of the spectrum, boom, you go into the other one until you neutralize. So for this particular energy, a good way to neutralize this would be to just communicate. Say things that bother you when they do bother you. Communicate to people. And it's interesting because it's like, this is where the Mars and Libra energy can bounce off of Aries. I'm not sure if I said this in the Mars and Aries video, but overall with Aries energy, it's like Aries can sometimes be explosive to the point where it's like it can cost them their relationships because they do bounce off of that Libra energy. It's like sometimes Aries can be so hardcore and intense and just like all about themselves. Aries is really here to learn how to master relationships. That's what Libra is teaching Aries and vice versa. So Aries is teaching Libra the independence. And it's like, because Libra suppresses, it's like over one thing, it can be this whole explosion and the relationship might be done. So just something important to keep in mind, especially if you guys have Mars and Libra, because it's like you guys can definitely repress. You guys can even be snide or even passive aggressive, like when you guys get bothered or annoyed at something. And it's like those little snarky comments usually come out because you're not communicating. With all of the air signs, all of the air signs are here to master communication in their own way. Mars and Libra is here to master communication in this particular area when it comes to conflict. And it's usually connected to people pleasing of some sort. They want everyone to like them. They want everyone to be happy. They want everything to be peaceful. They want everything to be harmonious. And I always relate it back. I said this probably in one of my way older videos. The whole thing here is when you're constantly trying to make everything peaceful and happy and high vibrational and amazing, which is great. You want to keep the vibes high and you want everything to be nice, but sometimes that's not realistic. Sometimes hard conversations do have to be had. But going back to what I was saying in one of my previous videos with that Libra energy, it's like they kind of feel like this is very subconscious and just my own observation. So I could be wrong, but with Libra energy, it's kind of like if everyone's happy, that means mom and dad are going to be happy. It's like that inner child that wants mom and dad to continue being happy or like not argue or everything to be peaceful or everything to be harmonious. But what I will say, at least for the times that we're living in, the things that sell are things that are controversial. That's why like sometimes celebrities stir up certain controversies. They want people to pay attention to that. It's just the way that we are as humans, at least at this point in our journeys and in our evolution. So anything to do with controversy and just like stating your own opinion, sometimes being a controversial controversial figure, like those people get more attention, whether they believe in what they're saying or not. I'm not saying go off and be controversial figures. That's probably a nightmare for Mars and Libra. I'm just kind of trying to give you guys the example that like conflict is normal and conflict is natural within our world. And it's like the more that you grow up, the better you guys are going to become equipped with handling conflict compared to when you guys were younger. And it's like, this could also, in that sense, even cost you your friendships, where it's like sometimes Libra energy gets labeled as fake. I think I was saying that earlier in the beginning of this video as well, because it's like they want everyone to be happy, they want everyone to like them. But the reality of this life is like not everyone's gonna like you. And honestly, that's fine, because it's like we have to be realistic. When you look at yourself, I'm sure that you don't like everybody either. So it's like we don't like every person that we interact either. Obviously, you're not gonna have this intense hate for them, because that's putting a lot of energy towards someone that probably doesn't even matter. But it's like people either rub you the wrong way or they rub you the right way or whatever it is. So it's like if we bring it back to ourselves, everybody's like that. So it's like the Mars and Libra energy kind of has to get over that hurdle of constantly wanting to be liked, not wanting to speak up, not wanting to make anyone mad. That's another thing too, when Mars and Libra is maybe underdeveloped or just like unhealed or like unaware of the energy, they might constantly think everybody's mad at them. If you guys are in that energy, what I will say is like, honestly, everyone's so consumed in their own lives. So it's like you guys don't have to worry. It's not like everyone's constantly focused on you guys. It comes back down to that solar plexus and that identity. A lot of the time, the Mars and Libra person might not know who they are. And for a while, but my suggestion also for this energy is, I can take it with a grain of salt. You guys have the free will to do whatever you guys want to do, is to take time and be on your own and really figure out who you guys are. Libra tends to struggle with their boundaries, and because a lot of their identity is created through other people, sometimes they might not even know who they are. And that's kind of what creates that codependent energy, or like that fear of being alone that like Libra is very much associated with, especially when they're underdeveloped, because you might not know who you are, you might not know what your likes are, what your wants are, what your needs are, and all of those things are needed in the Mars placement, because Mars is about going after your goals, going after things that you guys want to do, because sometimes Libra gets so enmeshed with other people around them, just like lost, because it's like, it's that type of vibe. It's like they don't know who they are sometimes. It comes back down to that solar plexus chakra, and it's like they get like merged into their environments, into the people around them, their social groups, which is great, but you guys want to flip this around and use it to your advantage and help you in whatever realm of life you guys want to apply it in, whether it's job, whether it's career, because it is the Mars video, probably will be one of those things, anything to do with your goals and your ambitions in life, where it's like you guys are going to know people really well and you guys are going to understand people really well. Because it's like when we go out of Libra, we go into the Scorpio, and it's like Libra is the sign of learning people, but like more so surface level. You move into Scorpio, Scorpio is all about analyzing people. And while I'm saying this as well, within Libra there's a Virgo. So within Libra there's this constant like energy where it's like they feel like they're not enough, or they feel like they're not good enough. It's that solar plexus chakra. It comes back down to that. They also might care about their image or like what people think about them. They might very much live their life for others, but it's like the whole lesson here with Mars and Libra is to learn to live your life for yourself, to figure out who you guys truly are, what your goals are, and your own identity is really what that is. You guys want to learn to pull from that Aries energy, and in that way you guys are going to become very good with that Mars and Libra, because it's like you guys are going to know what to say when. You guys are going to be very good with your words. You guys are going to be very charming. You're going to be very good at business, negotiations, all these things. There's a lot of benefits to the sign after you guys integrate maybe those lower aspects of Libra. So with all of that being said, I'm going to wrap up the Mars and Libra video here. I hope you guys enjoyed my video on Mars and Libra. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.